empty-handed or anything like that. It's not like they're coming saying, here's my begging bowl, please fill it. You know, they use this phrase, economic migrant, as if to be an economic migrant is somehow to be committing some kind of crime. Why not? Millions of Europeans over centuries left their homes for precisely that reason and invaded the world for precisely that reason.
We're joined now by another author, Maaza Mengiste, who's author of The Shadow King. That was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in the year 2020. Maaza, welcome to the programme. How relevant these themes seem today? We were only reporting about today's refugees struggling to be admitted to a country and being pushed back from the border.
The themes that you're talking about, they're absolutely relevant to everything that Gurnah has been writing about. I cannot tell you how overjoyed I am that he has been selected the winner. He's been writing about exile, about refugees for the decades since he started writing, and we are still having these conversations in 2021, as if they're brand new, as if we don't know what to do with people who need help.
I mean, your book made reference to the Italian invasion of Ethiopia back in 1935. Is it as simple, or is it too simple to say colonialism bad, indigenous populations suffer? Is there more to it than that?
Colonialism is bad, but individuals suffer in different ways, and colonialists themselves suffer. The populations that they come from suffer as a result of the power and the aggression that's inflicted on other people. I think that what we have to do is begin to broaden conversations about every group of people that colonialism affected. It wasn't only people, let's say, in Africa or Asia or all the places that colonialism went. It affected the families of administrators, of colonialists. It affected those colonial soldiers who were forced to do acts of violence that they would then come home and have to deal with, and maybe, enact those on members of their communities and members of their family. Colonialism affected everyone, and I think we have to broaden the conversation.
And do we have to learn from that history, or do we stay angry about that history?
Obviously, we have to learn. Obviously, we have to be open to this. Anger is one way to begin to understand what happened. But anger should lead us towards understanding and hopefully a kind of reckoning and reconciliation that offers us new forms of companionship, of consideration of what makes a community.
And his writings particularly are about reflecting the lives and times of refugees, which again in 2021 still seems a very relevant subject to be considering.
It is absolutely and unfortunately relevant. The world continues to spin in sometimes unpredictable ways, but sometimes it just moves from one point of conflict to another. And human beings, countries, neighborhoods, communities are affected by this. And we also have to talk about the way that climate change is starting to create new migrations. This is going to be an ongoing conversation until we learn how to, perhaps, as you say, do away with the anger, but also to do away with the fear and resistance and the bigotry that people who are trying to seek safety are often confronted with.
Maaza, just tell us, writer to writer here, for Abdulrazak, he actually has also had a Booker Prize nominated back, I think, in '94 when his book Paradise came out. What does it mean to a writer to be recognised in that way?
I think that it is a tremendous boost to your writing, to your readership. Obviously, it's an affirmation that something you did in this book resonated with a group of people. I think it's also a call to take greater risks in writing, to continue to push forward. And I think we've seen that with Abdulrazak, with Mr. Gurnah. We have seen that he's continued to write and continued to press questions that he feels are absolutely important to address.
Maaza Mengiste, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.